Hi, everybody. I'm Mindy, and I would like to share a folktale from Malaysia with you. Once upon a time, there was a poor farmer by the name of Pak Putih. He lived with his wife, Mak Siti, and their one and only daughter, Melati. Now, Melati had come of age, and she was to be married to a fine young man in the village. The parents were very excited. It was customary to host a wedding feast and invite all the villagers to sing and dance and celebrate and with food and drink. So one afternoon, Pak Puteh had left early from the fields where he worked to go to his neighbor's home to borrow some plates for the feast. While his wife was back at home preparing the evening meal. And as she waited for her husband to come home, she began to wonder if he would borrow enough plates, enough things for the wedding feast. And so she decided to catch up with him. So she left the home and walked through the forest. And as she was walking through the forest, she heard singing. Rasa sayang rasa sayang sayang lihat nona jauh rasa sayang sayang She couldn't believe her ears. She looked around and she saw a young girl holding a paper umbrella, dark, long hair, skin glistening, smooth. And this girl said to her, Mark City, don't be afraid. I am Putri Bukit Payung, the princess of Umbrella Hill, and I'm here to help you. For you see, I am so touched by the way your neighbors, the neighbors help each other, how they share things with each other. Now I know you're having a wedding feast coming up, so you shall have whatever you need. Just come back tomorrow and you will find them here in this clearing. Now, Mark City couldn't believe her ears. Really? And the princess said, yes, you and any of the other villagers, if they need anything, just come here, ask for them, and the next day they will find them in the clearing. But I do have a request. Please try to bring the things back to the clearing in a good condition. And if anything is broken, the person who borrows them must replace it with something else. Please. And Mark City said, of course, yes. Terima kasih, thank you, thank you. And when she looked up, the princess was gone. Well, she quickly went to the neighbor's home, and she saw her husband about to receive some plates from the neighbor. And then she told him, wait, tunggu, tunggu. And she looked at her neighbor and said, terima kasih, it's okay, thank you, thank you. And she pulled her husband away. And her husband went, wait, don't we have to No, 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 it's okay, it's okay. And she pulled her husband back to their home. And she started telling him whatever the princess had told her. And her husband was scratching his head. Oh, really? And so the next day, her husband and her and their daughter Malati went back to the clearing, and true enough, there was the plates and dishes and cups and spoons that they needed for the wedding feast. Oh, it was a good thing they brought an extra large sarong or cloth to carry all those things carefully, and they packed them up nicely, and they brought them, and they said, thank you, thank you, thank you, princess, thank you, princess. And they walked back home. So on the day of the wedding feast, they used all the things that they had received from the princess. And the neighbors were astounded. Wow, where did they get all these nice things? For they knew the family weren't rich. And Mark City saw their faces and she knew what they were thinking. And she said, I met Putri Bukit Payung, the princess of Umbrella Hill. And she said these things to me. And so after that, the neighbors, whenever there was a special occasion, the villagers would go to the clearing and they would ask the princess nicely, please, could we have these things for to celebrate our special event? And the next day when they came back, it was all laid out. All the plates and dishes and cups were all laid out for them. And it was so grateful. And they would bring them back and use them and then clean them and make sure they were in pristine condition and brought them back carefully to the clearing. The next day, the things were gone. And so another family would come and ask for things. And then another family would come and ask for things. And so they were very, very careful at the beginning to make sure that things went back. But days went by, weeks went by, and the villagers weren't so careful. Whenever they used the things, the plates would get chipped, the glasses would have cracks on them, things would be broken, and they would just simply leave all the things left at the clearing without replacing them. And so there came a day when Mark City and Pak Puteh wanted to celebrate the birth of their grandchild. They went back to the clearing and they saw all the broken pieces on the ground and thought to themselves, oh dear, the people have broken their promise. But they tried anyway. Princess, could we have these things, please, to celebrate the birth of our grandchild? Please, princess? And then they went home. And the next day when they came back, they still saw those broken pieces on the ground. And they couldn't do anything. And so it was. People realized that they had broken their promise to the princess, and she was no longer going to help them. She wouldn't help them anymore. And so the villagers, they felt bad. They knew they shouldn't have broken their promise, and they went back to borrowing from each other old stained dishes. So they continued what they had done before they met the princess of Umbrella Hill. And I wonder to myself what the princess must have been thinking. And what would you have done if you were one of the villagers? Thank you and take care.